Oh, what would this be without the technical bugs? YouTube wasn't streaming for some reason. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was just Streamlabs or if it was YouTube or what, but I had to start it over. And then it'd be nice if I was able to pin messages. Let me make sure it's streaming again, because let's see. I mean, I've had so many like little hiccups with this thing. Like a lot of times the thing won't update, the description won't update, or it's not one thing and another, it's another, right? So sorry, man. Yesterday was the day that you got without a rant, and here I am today, like back at it. But whatever, we got to keep moving. Hello, friends. Hello, everybody. The boys are sleeping. They're under the blankets. Uh, oh, you can't. It's not gonna show because it's under the thing. But anyways, good morning, good late afternoon, good early, good late morning, good early afternoon. As usual, it's like I'm fine for the first 2 hours of my day, and then that last hour just goes by like that. Next thing I know, I got 5 minutes left to like get everything back up and running. But um, I was actually kind of working on this a little bit, just tweaking a few things before I got started. Um, Sorry, man. I'm gonna switch earphones. I'm gonna switch over to my iPad to listen to music because I don't know. These don't breathe as nicely. So give me a second. I'm gonna switch back over. But the playlist is over there. Actually, no. It's wait. Where is the playlist? It's wherever the comments are. So I guess the comments would be that way on Twitch, probably YouTube as well. So they'd be over that way. Um, you find a pinned thing. This is a mix. So if you're ever like wondering, like, hey, at what point are you? If you want to sync up, just let me know and I'll drop a little timestamp, or um, I'll wait up or I'll start over so we can both listen at the same time. It'd be nice to like listen to music. It'd be nice if I could just do it on a separate track so I could take it off VOD. But I don't know. A lot of programs like to uh, kick you off if the. So right now I'm listening on my PC, but take these out. I'm gonna listen instead on my, because it's kind of harder to hear myself. I feel a little bit more muffled, but when I have these on, I can actually hear myself a little bit better. I'm gonna start the mix over again. So if anybody's in the room, it's a SoundCloud mix. People Under the Stairs tribute. I love People Under the Stairs incredibly. I miss them. Rest in peace, Double K. Both you guys. I saw them 2 or 3 times, and I had a ticket to go see them once again, and then I missed. I think Herman wasn't feeling too great, and between that and me feeling like just spent, I was working. Um, I didn't make it. I'm like, oh, I live in LA. I'll catch them again. I never ever saw them in LA, and it kind of sucks because like they were like my tour guides when I moved there. You know, Chris and Mike, man. I've been listening to them since I think probably about 2000. I think Questions in the Form of an Answer was out. Actually, maybe I should just link straight to their discography. Well, I don't know. I'll listen to this. I'm gonna listen to this tribute mix first. Once this tribute mix goes, I might just go on Spotify and just do their discography. We can listen to that for the rest of the stream. Um, you know, I would suggest if you can, putting it in a separate window, or um, if you're listening, if you're watching this on something like an iPad or something like that, you might want to, you'd probably have to play it on something separate. But, I think music, the music that I listen to is such a big part of my thing. But anyways, as I was saying, like, um, yeah, I missed out their show that I had bought a ticket for. I don't remember what year it was. It might have been like 2018 or something like that. And then they announced their retirement. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then a few years later, Mike passed away. And, it sucks. You know, a lot of great, like, a lot of my favorites passed away in the past, like, 5 years. Shakji, Humpty, um, Bismarcky, Trugoy, um, I don't know. I mean, Doom. A lot of people, a lot of my favorites have gone, and it's just like, you know, I guess we're at that era. I'm at that age at 47, and in a way, it's kind of I've been expecting it for a while. Like, okay, well, you know, getting older, time's gonna come, but I think the era of COVID-19 just kind of swiftly like accelerated that. But not to get on a bummer, I'm gonna listen and get back into this playlist or this tribute mix. Um, yeah, I can hear myself a lot easier. I don't even have pass-through right now. I think I even have noise cancellation. Also, speaking of noise cancellation, give me a second. So turn off this fan. Uh-oh. No peek. No peek in my bum. Thing is, I got this music turned up. All right. I don't know. These kind of feel better when I'm talking than the other headphones that I have. I guess the other option would be to use the buckets. Um, kind of having the secondary view with the Streamlabs OBS on my. I got my Cintiq right here in front of me, which is what the camera is on. So here's you, here's the world. Below that is my drawing board or my Cintiq, and above that is my second monitor. And so that's why I'm always looking up. Be nice if I had it a little lower, but I used to have it off to the side. But then I was kind of instantly like, I think this kind of works a little better because I can at least kind of quickly glance up instead of having to look over and up or around or whatever. And which is a lot of times too why I miss the comments. I should have like Twitch open on the side here just to see the comments, right? Although I won't get the YouTube comments. I wonder if there's a Streamlabs on here. Let's see what we got here. No, stop. Hey. Is there like a remote that I could... Like, it'd be awesome if I could see my chat on my phone from, like... Because I got Streamlabs on my phone as well, but they don't, like, seem to play along pretty nicely. Everything's just about the upsell. Like, hey, check out these stickers, check out these things, buy this, buy that. Stay on the thing, and nothing is. So what we have here. There's a remote, right? Streamlabs controller. Is it not gonna connect? The thing is, like, a lot of times too, there's like Serato. Serato has this thing called remote. And it's dope, you know, because you can treat it kind of like you know, it's like extra pads. It's as if you had like a little, you know, mini controller. See, it doesn't even say it's. Hey, it's like connect to desktop, but then Apple and desktop don't like to connect. Let's see. Yeah, see, I don't like we 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 have a system that's kind of based on trust, right? And then, you know, see, it won't connect, but I'm connected. You know, we have this system that's based on trust, but that trust has just been completely busted, right? It's just completely thrown out the window. And it's not even so much like, oh, these new features suck or whatever, these new features are broken or whatever, or that they're not working about this stuff. I'm sure like people in tech, especially the engineers and developers, are just grinding just like everybody else. Trust me, I know, like, you know, not the tech system, but I can't imagine it's too dissimilar to a bunch of other industries where they just kind of try to get as much as they can out of people while paying as little as possible. You know, um, like for me, like for instance, like I would say, you know, I think the solution seems kind of similar to these problems, right? You hire more people, you hire more experts, you invest in the workforce. I know for me personally, like when I worked in animation, is like the pay was good. Like you know, I didn't have much of a problem with the pay at all. You know, when I've taken more of course, you know, was it enough to buy a house? No, like I wasn't able to. You know, I was able to pay rent. I was able to make a comfortable life for myself though. And you know, I think about like what I was making weekly, and I couldn't really imagine that as a kid, right? What? Did I switch later? Oh, dude. Oi. Okay, what it is? I might have to restart Photoshop in a second too. Look at this. It's kind of, it's acting up. But also it acts up, I think, when it's um on on rotate like this. Even though I got like Scrooge McDuck levels of RAM and processing power on here, and yet like the amount of hiccups I encounter on a daily basis is astronomical. Anyways, so um you know, the money in animation is good, but just the work was insane. You know, just we're producing weekly, essentially, you know, weekly shows, right? We're doing an episode about every 2 weeks if we're working on like a 24 to 26 episode season, right? um I think Turtles was 26 episodes. It might have been 24. I don't remember. But that was 24 half hours, right? It wasn't 24 11-minute episodes. So, you know, same with Cap. You know, those were, I think those were 24 episode seasons as well, and they were definitely full half hour. You know, so we weren't dealing with like 13 episode half hour, or even 13 full hour. Because I think 13 of a full hour episode probably would have been a little bit easier on us, right? Because instead of creating new characters for a new episode, you'd probably, you know, maybe split the difference. You know, instead of two new characters every, you know, every episode, you get one new episode character every episode, and it's double the length, right? And then the characters get more screen time. But the fact of the matter is, just like we're just churning these things out, and then, you know, eventually it doesn't matter how like easy the work might be or might seem. It's like you work for that long, eventually just the bones start to come apart at the seams. And so, I think what would have been nice is, not so much of a pay raise or more money, but just more time, right? You know, more employees to kind of come in and pick up some of the work. Um, you know, maybe a little bit. Or did I want? Let me see. I want that arm out. You know what I mean? And I think I kind of would have preferred that to, like, I don't think an extra. Not saying I wouldn't say no to a pay bump, but I don't think it really solves anything, right? Especially if it doesn't allow for some time off, and it doesn't allow for, you know, I mean, if you're working all year round, not taking vacations, you know, um, you know, and of course it's like, people would say, well, you could invest, you could save, you could do all this stuff, and I think that's, I'm not saying that's not true or that they're wrong, but I think sometimes it's a little bit easier said than done as well. And so, I think sometimes we kind of look at things a little bit wrong and thinking like, oh, okay, well, the only what's gonna make things work better is if they just keep giving me more and more money. But you know, again, it can only help to an extent. It doesn't matter how much if you're just burnt out and spent all the time and have no time to really enjoy anything. This needs to come down. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm rambling. Apologies. So, should still do the back. I don't know if we do the back 3/4 though. Let me see. I think what I really want to fix is mostly just those arms and hands. I don't know how like too precious I want to get with it either. Because again, I mean, I just would probably have to just live with the mistakes and I just got to start eating the mistakes, I guess, and start making up for it on the next design, on the next character, in an effort to just move and try to improve. Oi, oi. See? Like, I've been having a problem with Adobe recognizing keystrokes, sometimes I think maybe it's my keyboard. I use a Bluetooth keyboard, but the fact of the matter is, like, I don't encounter that issue with anything else. And so it's clearly that. And then so I started looking it up online. I'm on like every day. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, trying to troubleshoot something. And they were saying that it's like the spring-loaded tools, which kind of sucks because I like the spring-loaded tools. I think that was a good idea, right? It's where spring-loaded tool I use when I'm coloring a lot, right? What it is like, okay, I'll do this quick pencil outline, and then if I hold down the paint bucket keystroke, which is G for mine, right? If I hold that down and I fill it, when I let go, it goes back to the brush, right? Now, of course, it's like you got to make sure your tools are set up. And temporarily, like while it's activated temporarily, you're allowed to kind of set it up, right? But it's a little trickier. So, you know, even with all that, it's still very convenient. Because then it's just like, okay, I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to do the outline for this shape. Or I want to do the lasso for this shape, right? I just go in here with temporarily hold the paint bucket, let go, and it's back to lasso, right? I could deselect, I could do it here. And, you know what I mean? It's very quick. So that's the spring-loaded tool. So, like, you do it temporarily, and when you let go, it goes back to the previous tool. It allows me to just quickly get in and out, right? And not have to sit there, even though it's already incredibly convenient to just hit the keystrokes to go back between the brush and a paint bucket, it's especially nice to be able to, just quickly do it and then go back to the tool that you're using. So yes, it's very easy to get spoiled with that. Oh, I'm still annoyed by their stupid guide. Come on, dude. Oh, I hate that because it's this thing. I've talked about it before, but if I move it, even if I got a brush, it won't deselect back, right? So it's like, oh, I fucked up that line. I want to delete it. It'll delete the guide rather than deleting the line. In order to deselect the line, I got to go click elsewhere. So it's a whole new step that's introduced. So Adobe is like, hey, here's some cool things that work, and then they fuck up something else, right? Just like um, just like a lot of the lag I get during. I mean, I love the rotate tool, and it's fantastic. It saves me a bunch of shit. I can't literally rotate my Cintiq, so being able to rotate the canvas is wonderful, But it's just like, it kind of seems like they take their eye off the ball of what of the counters to that. Which, I mean, in the case of the rotate, I'm getting lag with brushes and stuff like that while it's rotated. And instead of focusing on trying to fix these quality of life issues, they're instead trying to impress their shareholders with like cool new, like, hey, here's Firefly. Now people can pay $50 a month so they can create a birthday card for their kid, you know or you could just go and pick up some markers and colored pencils for much less and make a birthday card for a kid that probably means a much more. Okay, I gotta start like combining these really quick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the hands back there a bit. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling. Kind of had a. It's kind of out last night, to be honest. And I actually woke up when my alarm went off. I usually wake up before, like an hour or two before. I usually wake up several times during the night. And, when my alarm rings, I'm just like, ugh, alright, fuck, whatever. But this time I went right through. The alarm rang. I woke up. And I was, fairly good to go. Let's make sure that these streams are working, man. I get. Okay, it looks like it. It's funny seeing myself like 2 seconds later. See if I can kind of tweak this puppy cam as well. Man, I miss people under the stairs so much. I'm writing a story about people under the stairs. Here, let me see if it'll show on my iPad. Oh no, software was updated. That means I gotta turn off their stupid AI again. It's so annoying. Every time they update, it's like, okay, now you gotta go back and turn off their Apple Intelligence bullshit. Let's see. It's for Hello Friends issue 4, which is my LA tribute issue. Let's see what I could show on here. Let's see what it shows. Man, yeah, you can't really see shit, but you can see the people under the stairs right there. That little sketch. The other thing I can do is this. I probably gotta. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm distracting. Filthy bustering. I'm filter busting. Um, I still didn't finish my blog post either, or my thing, but it's pretty close. This is where I'm at right now with it. You know, this is just like presentation for my portfolio page. You know, so it's almost there. And this is supposed to be, you know, it's meant to be, you know, if it's split into two, that everything's gonna fall onto either side. I think I explained it on an earlier stream. Um, but you know, it's gonna have the same info on this side too, so there'll be more typography. Yeah. And then of course, like, this is gonna be more in the back, right? I just brought it up so I can clean it up. I'm cleaning up all these little edges and stuff around it, right? So what I'm essentially doing is this. Um, I'm masking it off and then just cleaning up to the pencil line, right? And I'm just using the mask, the layer mask on it. That way if I fuck up, I'm like, oh shit, I did that. I can come back and just, what's up, multiply? There we go. Right, I can just go ahead and clean up that mask, right? And then, there we go. Anyways, so that's what I'm doing with that, and then of course he's gonna be kind of sent back somewhere, you know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him quite yet. And then there'll be more, and then this is gonna be copied over here, right, somewhere like here, and then this is gonna be right. So I do something like that, and then I gotta remember to put, you know, my contact info on here as well. You know, so that's probably gotta go. Well, I don't know where the center of that is actually. Where's my? So I got some space to work with here. I can actually put this in the corner. Man, I thought I used a new. Ugh. I'm not even working on this project right now. But dude, I totally have a version of this where I cleaned up these pixels, and I keep grabbing the wrong QR. Right, but I would do something like this. I might even flip this back, or right, maybe put it something like this, you know. And then, you know, put this down here and then give that like a different color. But I mean, this is just for now. This is just temporary. I'm gonna walk away from it. This isn't the assignment. This is the last. This is assignment before the last. And then here's a thumbnail that I made yesterday right after the stream for this. Okay. So let me kill some of this noise. You know, looking at it today, I'm still happy with the choices that were made from yesterday. Although I still kind of believe that I still want to kind of keep this a little rounder, I think, still. You know. I think that's what it needs, is down here. Let me see if I got my symmetry on from yesterday. Yep, cool. Alright. Let me see. I think that's rough 1, isn't it? And perhaps it's not. Nope. It's rough 3. Oy. Okay. See, there's a lag, man. And this happens whether I'm streaming or not, dude. I got like, you know, crazy ass video card. I got a crazy ass processor. You know, it's just, it's all like the little tinkering that has to be done. You know, you got to go in there and kind of optimize, you know, the system but it's got to be according to you, right? And that's the tough part, because it's like, trying to find advice for that online, it can be really, really difficult. It can be some needle in a haystack type shit, you know. Yeah, I kind of like these chunky rings too, these chunky earrings. I almost think this should just be a shape. It's a ring, it's like kind of a loop. I don't know. It's got to be more like that. There we go. Why is that? Because I like it. Sorry, I'm singing along. Ugh, and you would be too. Well, I was also gonna do the asymmetry yesterday too, which you didn't get to. But I think there's a little bit more, just a little more tweaking left to go before we get to that point. So I might as well take care of it in the symmetry, and then we'll move to asymmetry. I think. And then I got her eyebrows. So I think it's gonna be one eyebrow. It's gonna be arched like that and tapered, and then the other eyebrow is just gonna be a flat like block. I think it kind of should come back a little bit more, like do a little bit more foreshortening on that part, on the little swoop. It's good for the soul, like dinner with your moms. People under the stairs. I got the wrong eraser. I'm gonna turn this up a bit, man. This mix is fire. It's linked in the description, or in the chat, not in the description. Give me a second. like that. No, I don't like that. See, I'm wondering if those ears are too low now. I think they are. I mean, they were low beginning to begin with. Yeah, they might be too low. Let me turn this down. now, now I got it so loud. Shit. Because I almost feel like instead of having the bottom, this part, like overlap so much on the ear, you know, maybe having more the top of the head overlap so it kind of shows the ear going. I don't know. Or no, maybe it should go behind too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it like what would be the proper way from this. You know what? I'm gonna have to. It'd be more like this, I think. Let me check the profile. Yeah. I like these ear drawings though. I normally don't draw them like that, so I'm kind of happy I was able to pull off that chunk. Yeah, I think something even higher than that. Like, right? Yeah, they're too low before. Damn, that's crazy. It's like, wow. Uh, okay, let's see if I take them here. Let me see how high they are on her face. Uh, oh, come on, man. Where is that? There we go. Billions and billions of layers. Let me see this. Let me do something like that. Yeah, I think that reads a little better. That means, okay. 3/4 ain't gonna like it. Alright, no. Shit. There we go. Let me clear these other ones. You know, I wish they would deactivate as soon as you let it go, like they used to do. That's how it was. It's like you let it go, okay, it's deactivated. But instead, it just kind of throws this big curveball in the workflow. There we go. Apologies, but this is how the workflow goes, huh? See, I think if we do that, yes, it'd be more like that. Alright. I'm gonna kind of clean this up. But now her head looks like it's, I think her body needs to come back a little bit more. Maybe even this rat tail too, just to avoid any. Something like that, yeah. Oh shit. I'm doing it, aren't I? Okay, so what do we gotta do here? I'm gonna make that green. Make this green as well. Make this violet. Oh shit. Make this one violet too. let's see, red. Makes things a little easier if, I'll show you what I'm just doing over here is I'm just color marking, you can sit here, right click, and yeah, I'll probably keep that blue, or I'll make that blue, right? Right. And that way it's just like, right now I'm kind of keeping it the color of like the line art, just so I can keep it all separated a bit better. Alright. What time is it? 11:43. See if we can get maybe like a back rough by 12:30, and then get this all kind of roughed out like solid, and that'll relieve about 2.5 hours for inking. It should be fine. At least we'll have a more complete turn. And if, say by the end of it I don't get to the back and the profile, then I'll do what I did last week and just finish it off screen and pop it online, right? I still have to post the blog post for each one too, but they're coming along pretty well. And let me see if there's something I could show you with that. No, that's not it. Not here. Not there. Alright, I'll show you really quick what this looks like. I just want to see how much is visible. Alright. This will be posted, I don't know, maybe today if I'm not too spent after this, right? Let me hide this. Right. Oh, I'm not looking at the right thing. There we go. And yeah. So, I'm trying to do like some kind of like style of magazine layout, right? With some sketches, right? And then I don't know, for some reason it takes a second for it to kind of load. But if I were to preview it, I'll show you. Yeah, here we go. See, it pops up. See, I just preview it here, right? And I can just click on that, right? It's the original sketch of Paulo from 2 weeks ago, right? And then even up here, I don't know why, but I've been able to. I'm embedding the YouTube videos into the post as well. So see, there you go, and it takes a second to load, but I'll do it for Gundy, I'll do it for Gabby for this one as well, and I just gotta go through and edit and probably add a little bit more to it, and then it's gonna go live, and then I gotta do the Gundy one as well. So hopefully, ideally, I would be able to, stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, edit the video, and post the blog by Monday. That's like the dream. Whether that'll ever happen, I don't know. It always seems like it's just like a mad dash to get anything, just done. So there we go. Put them back where they belong. What's playing now? What am I listening to? Oh shit, okay. I gotta update the playlist. So let me do that in a second. Actually, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a bathroom break and then refresh the stuff and then find the new playlist to listen to. Okay, so just bear with me. gotta check up on them every now and again. Make sure they're good. Make sure they're doing okay. Even if I'm an asshole and I'm disrupting their sleep. Oh, I got a new kind of yeah. I want to listen to. Damn. Okay. All right, maybe we'll do this. I mean, everybody's like low in theory, low in theory, low in theory, and rightfully so because it's dope. But there's a here. Let's listen to this playlist. Not playlist. It's a mix. Yikes. Let me see if I can find it here. I'm listening on my iPad. That's why. All right. Pin this. I'm gonna start it over. After I post it. Oh, it's posted. Cool. All right, starting it over, and I'm gonna pin it to the chat. There we go. Okay, that's pinned there. Let me pin this one instead. Oh, come on, man. Yeah. Oh, dude, come on. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's make sure this works, too. All the tracking crap that they tagged, that they attached to the link, I guess it was too much for YouTube's chat. It's so annoying, right? Let's make sure that it opens up where it needs to open up, though. Okay. Yes, it does. Alright, so it's pinned in the chat. Dude. Oh. It didn't update the frickin' description properly again. Or the title. Bro. It did it on Twitch, but it didn't do it on YouTube. Man, it's so annoying, man. Oh my goodness. Ugh. See, I mean, that's the thing. It's just like tech is supposed to work, and and they charge you an arm and a leg for it, and then it doesn't even do the thing, like the very basic thing that's supposed to do. Like with this exact live stream, it's got yesterday's title instead of today's title. Even though it's proper in Twitch, but it's not proper in YouTube. I think it's a Streamlabs thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's a YouTube thing with their API and all this other crap that they, kind of want to have like a handle on. Alright, sorry about that. Let me get back to it. So let's start this playlist over again, or this mix over again. Alright. So it's the Chris Reed 25th anniversary celebration of A Tribe Called Quest's Low End Theory. Okay. Alright. Proper title. Proper title. Alright. Let me get the placeholder. There we go. Okay, guys. Let me hide that. Okay. So yeah, I think setting the hand back farther works. I gotta clean up this hand. Um, I need to actually. There's a couple things I need to do that would change the ear, right? I think they can come out a little bit more even. Shit. Um, yeah. There we go. Yep. Sorry, I was listening to what Q-Tip was saying. I was like, damn, that's amazing. He's talking about sophomore jinx. He's like, I don't believe in superstition. You know what I mean? I was like, yep, that's my dude, man. All right. Actually, I want to just so I can remember where I placed it, because I need to do this right in here. All right. All right. So we've updated that just for the sake of the ear. I think it looks better. I think it works better too. But now I gotta figure. I gotta go back to the original problem. Oh, the other thing I needed to do was this, because now it's uneven. See, and this is why we did not jump into. Oh, that's not it. It's probably one of the purple ones, right? Is that one? Ooh. Okay. See, I had to put that keystroke in twice to merge layers. It's been, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on over there, but it's pretty fucking serious, man. Like, it's like even keystrokes are just lagging. It's like, for real? You know? And like I was saying, because I was demonstrating the, come on. Okay. Uh, the spring-loaded keys earlier, and they're kind of saying the reason why that keyboard lag, that input lag is because of the spring-loaded um, keys. And you know, I can see that, and that sucks because that is such a cool feature. It's like I'm wondering if they could fix it without getting rid of that, but who knows. Time to go back to pencil and paper. Which I kind of have been doing lately. Like, I'm slowly getting back into it. And I gotta find a way to, I don't know, put that on video too. Alright. Oh, so I was gonna look for the center of her head as well. So, let's see. Oh. Alright, so it's probably about there. I want to make sure that it's not just too even, right? So I'm also looking for some kind of like weight distribution. And I'm wondering like where to place like the shoulders, right, and the heels. Like I almost no. I don't think her heels need to shift, but I think maybe her stance needs to shift a bit. Right? Kind of up a little bit more like that. Let me see. Right. So if this is her. Yeah, no, I think maybe it does need to move back a little too. Yeah, I think it does. And I still feel like I should do a little something with this here. Because it kind of doesn't look like she's solidly on the ground. Whereas this is a little bit more so. I'll bring this out a smidgen. Alright, because like, let's see. Okay. Actually, alright. Just gonna keep that. Just the arm. I might even color it different just to differentiate it. Yeah, something like that. And then here, I do like this version of Gabby better. You know, it's kind of reaching a little bit more of a, you know, I think when I go to do the line art in a little bit, I kind of want more of a natural feeling line and less of a, you know, perfect line, I suppose. You know, so I'm gonna try not to use like the freaking guides and stuff as much. All right, I gotta get moving. You know, because if this is her body here, right? See, I think. Oh shit, not here, right? Right, and then I think it's like yesterday we were thinking like maybe something like this. Just I gotta be mindful of where these things intersect, so it just doesn't look weird, right? Yes, maybe something like this actually works. Right. Then we got this shape here. Oi, see that? Like, this is gnarly, dude. You know, and I still do want to abstract it some. You know, I think I gotta have some more just like shapy shapes and not get too noodly, right? Boom. See, like this shirt too, probably. Like a little bit more straight. Curve it, curve it. I think so, right? I'm still wondering if, like, there's too much of the back of her head. Like, I still think maybe it needs to come back some. Like, she needs a little bit more jaw and cheek. You know? I think something like that. I think that's probably a better weight distribution in a way. Right? But I mean, I would go. Uh, oh, wait, no, it's coming back. I'm wondering if this can also stand to be. Right? Right. Maybe just kind of just a touch. Yeah, I think so. Right, something like that, I think. Yeah, about ish. And then, like, no, this is kind of always weird, you know? You know, the other thing to do, like, necks are just weird. Period. People's is weird. I'd probably stick to something like this, I think. You know, it's still kind of it's still lollipop head, and I don't know. Time is it? Okay, 12:08. No. You know, I'd say, what, is that her body there then? Like, parentheses, uh, forward and backslash. And then sideways parentheses. Maybe a little bit of. But I think the stance is better, right? Then I wonder if we maybe get a kneecap then. Although I don't want to go that far. I don't want to get into elbows and kneecaps with this character. She is a little bit more noodly. Sometimes it bends, sometimes it noodles. You know, I mean, if you look at this stuff here, um, you know, it's got bend to it. Sometimes sharper angles. You know, she's got kind of like elbows here, but then, you know, she's got right here. Then right here are just kind of stretchy, and same with her legs. So I do whatever, honestly. But if this was to, you know, go down the chain, I guess this is. Oh, fuck. That's right, I still got mirror on. Uh-oh, there we go. Let me clear that rat tail while I'm at it. Oh, that'd be cool to make it forked like that, right? What if it was like this? Like that's her rat tail from the back. Or should it be like that? Well, it's supposed to taper. It's supposed to be probably thinner, so I'd say it should be forked. That'd be kind of dope. Right? And it just does that. This kind of comes up here too. Like this. And if I wanted to, I can get like logo design here and start putting like little ellipses everywhere that needs to, like, is curves. Like if this was The Simpsons. Oh shit, I don't even know how to move these right now. Okay. You know what I mean? I'd have to put it there and then, but I don't know. I just like playing as much as I can by ear. Oh wait, maybe it doesn't do that. Let me see. I think this should be more like a toenail or a crescent moon, colic, right? Man. Uh, should be smaller. Okay, dude. I need to try to get the line art still. I wonder if I wonder how I'm gonna treat these as well. Right. All right. Back view, yay, nay, maybe not. I don't know. I gotta fix those hands still, so it's gonna be another one of those. I'm gonna finish it off screen. Okay. Let me grab this color. How did I do it from the? Let's see. Oh, I gotta lower that a bit. Gotta drop her shoulders a touch. Oh my god. Something about that, right? Let's see. Mm. I'm almost thinking too, like maybe this part of her skull kind of. I don't know. Nah, never mind. It still kind of sticks out a little bit farther. I'm just wondering if like this part can kind of come back just a little bit. Actually, I do think it can. You know, because I kind of want this to, the cheek part, to kind of stick out just a touch. Right? I know it's like nitpicking pixels and shit, but sometimes it captures just exactly what I'm trying to get with any sort of character, right? It's like all the little things and all the little tricks that kind of reveal, um, you know, fictional characters like motivations or emotions or the like, you know. And sometimes it, it's like splitting hairs, I know, but it makes all the difference to when like you see it and you're just like, okay, there's something about this character that feels like it's, you know, it's not just flat and boring and lifeless, right? There's just something about it that kind of gives it some, you know. Because I don't know if, you know, again, like I don't know if I'd be able to maintain this type of design if, you know, doing it as when I do it as a comic, right? It's still gonna look a lot more like this here, you know, except maybe whatever straight up cosmetic changes, you know, you know, like her eyebrow or her earrings or something like that. But for the most part, you know, it's gonna be something in this ballpark of these comics up there. Excuse me. Um, Let me see where I'm at with this. So, I think that she's a more interesting character now than she was before. I think she's just a little bit more. Not like, I mean, I do like this design, you know, but it's just a little too neutral, you know. It just wasn't really showing anything through. And here it's like, you know, I think this kind of suits her character more. I'm turning the music up a little bit too. Probably gonna take a break in a few minutes. Oh, and I was gonna do something with the asymmetry as well too. So I gotta, yeah, I gotta get a move on. I'm kind of thinking for the sake of design, you know, just kind of keeping this, maybe doing something a little bit more like this and less bendy, you know. Let me see. Like, because if that's the case, her arm needs to kind of if it would be straight, right? So her arm would have to come back out like that. Oops. Wait. Oh man. Um. You know, I'd rather do this instead. Maybe a little straighter, a little flatter. Right. And then same with that. It's like I want to make it flat, but I don't want to make it feel puppety either, you know. It's very, very fine line that I'm trying to walk here, right? I don't want it to look like paper cutouts, you know, but I do kind of want a touch of just like more straight cuts instead of a lot of in and outs, a lot of in and out shapes and stuff. See, because, well, let's see. Oh, okay. But also, because, like, so this should probably come down like this, right? And then this should come out more. Then we gotta get slightly 3/4 on the profile. That's gonna be my autobiography title. Slightly 3/4 on the profile. Up, up. Okay, let's see. Oh, excuse me. Eye boogies. Okay. Um. All right, and so if it was drawn through, it'd be coming through that, right? How does that look? That looks weird. Her shoulder needs to come in a bit, and the sleeve needs to come in a bit. Shoot. Something like that. Maybe it is walking that fine line between like the, I guess, form and function of it, right? Like it needs to work, but you also want it to look good. Right. Or actually, I gotta go a little bit flat, like I was doing with the shoes. That's what I need to do. You know, and I think that's what I was kind of going with this arm. I guess, you know what I think it is too? I think her elbow might be too low. Like the little bend might be, I think it might come up a little higher. Right, even though it's noodly. Alright, I'm gonna move on to these hands really quick. It missed too much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to step away in a second because I'm kind of getting a little too in the weeds, and you know sometimes that's why I just gotta go for like a little mini pace around for a second. Um, but I mean, let's bring this back up to. Um, I mean, I think the legs are in a pretty decent place. I do want to be consistent with the sizes, though. Yeah, so something like that. Let's see, where are we? So let me do these hands really quick. I'm gonna go smoke, and then I want to start getting um, to the line art. I want to get to what the show's all about today, right? It's line art. Although I did put rough and line art in the description because I knew it was gonna involve some of this. But oh, it's on the wrong layer too. Cruddy, 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 cruddy. Well, you know what? Nope. Before we do that, this is what we do. Let's throw that symmetry back on, and then. All right. Should zoom in a little bit more. My style doesn't know what it wants to be. Sometimes it's noodly, sometimes it's shapes, you know, more rigid shapes. It's all over the place. Actually, just. Oh, we didn't finish the socks either. Shit. Really? Damn. Okay. All right. Sorry, man. I'm just trying to keep keep this thing moving. Wait, wrong layer, wrong. I wonder if, yeah, maybe I'll just keep it flush there. And then just, that's kind of what the existence of this bump is here. So it's just like, there's that, right? And then that could be one. Well, I figured that's something that could be solved in the line art. Same with some of the patterns and the like. Maybe even the asymmetry could be solved in there, rather than trying to get too bogged down with the asymmetry right now. Just save it for the the line art. But I gotta, I've been kind of jumping around just now. I want to make sure that I haven't lost sight of like some of this stuff, right? Like, because now like these shoes seem a little off, right? It's something. Okay. Um. Right. Yeah. Let's just get rid of this here. So I'm gonna go for a new one. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, the shape would have to be like that, you know? I think she's got some fat laces, right? I wonder if you just only see one lace, or maybe this could be two laces here, and then this could be the middle part, right? That might be what I do with it. Right, I'll keep it like the other one. It should be fat too. The little ends, the little caps on the laces. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I mean, I wouldn't, I would leave it like, well, I'll fix it when I do the asymmetry. I wouldn't make it the same on both sides, so I'd favor one side over the other. So that's kind of, well, let's see, where are we? Let's move on to line, because I want to keep this moving. And I think some of this stuff can be fixed there. So if you give me a moment, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll spend the rest of the stream. Actually, before I do that, let me see. The 29th. All right, all right, all right. Still listening to the Wax Poetics mix of Low End Theory's 25th anniversary mixtape by Chris Reed. Next up will probably be another one of these types of mixes. So maybe I'll pick the Far Side one, or maybe the Gangstar one, or maybe the De La one. I don't know. We'll see, but I'll post it in the chat. Okay, so we're moving on to. Okay. All right. It's kind of just. I think we'll keep the same color, so at least tomorrow will go a little quicker. So we might pick up some inking tomorrow as well. This is just much a more drastic design change than I was expecting to do. And keep that there. Oh wait, shoot. You know what? Then we'll just do it this way then. What's the previous? There we go. All right. And then we got this other rough to drop. Yep. So let's start with the front, right? Let's kind of go like I normally start with the 3/4, but I want to start with the front on this one. All right. I'm still kind of like working things out in my brain. I don't even know what brush I want to use quite yet. And since we already have the symmetry on, all right. I think for the eyes, what I want to use is a clean line, right? I always want like to keep my um. Take it off multiply as well. All right. Yeah, maybe it's like straight on the bottom. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And if we go in reverse, we're kind of getting the other side. We could do some asymmetry. So if I wanted to do this thing here. Give me a second. I'll be right back. What's up, folks? Good job, Herbs. All right. You back. Hey, buddy. Look at that. Look at you. You're a star. You're a TV star. You too. What you doing back there, wavy tail? What you doing back there, wavy tail? All right, I gotta get back to work. Okay. All right. Man, I haven't listened to this mix in such a long time. It's dope. All right, so I was gonna Okay. I think we could just start using that symmetry tool to get that other profile, and we can make it asymmetrical. It'll just save me time down the road. All right. All right, so it just moved on to the Stakes is High playlist. So I'm gonna we'll just oh wait, let me see. I don't know if I feel like Stakes is High right now. I love it. It's my favorite album of all time, but it might not be the moment. But I want to listen to that. Huh? I wonder why I jumped all the way to that too. That's interesting. It's not on shuffle either. All right, I'm gonna listen to the Far Side one. So let me link it really quick. I'm gonna go into my. Let's see. Come on up, Bo. Come on, sweetie. You got it? Come on. Here you go, buddy. Okay. 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 All right. Anyways, I just pinned the message. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do the nose next. I want the nose to be a different type of. Ooh. I gotta kind of split the difference between these two. Or maybe. Okay, let's see. Maybe this one. Yeah, I like that better. Maybe I should just kind of keep it. Maybe this was a better brush. Nah, I'm gonna keep it. I'll go back to just. I'm gonna try to keep the line like this. Maybe the outer line could be a little rougher, but I think this should be a little cleaner. Just for the sake of, um, not keeping things too confusing, or because then I gotta consider if I use that type of brush on the profile, how would it look here? On the outside rather than inside a solid color. So I think that kind of works. Right? Yeah, this is probably the best brush to use for this. I think. Because I was considering maybe something like this. Let's see. I don't know if this is even the right brush. No, not that one. I think this one. Nope. Nah, that wasn't it. Yeah, something like this is what I was thinking of using. This is what I've been using for my comics. But again, the thing is, like, I'd have to provide that brush to another, somewhere down the chain. And I think just to kind of keep it a little cleaner and simpler. What did I use for Paolo? Like, what kind of line? I mean, he's got a clean line as well. It's kind of, you know. Let me see if I got brushes that we used to use before. You know. Although that's not terrible. Should we try it? I'd have to remember it. Why not? Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's give it a shot. It kind of gives it a grimier look. I wonder if that outline's too strong. I wonder if I should go to like a 12. I'm gonna save this brush. Let's see. I gotta make sure it's not. Okay, okay. Alright. I kind of want to go with a little thinner brush right now. I don't know why. I don't think it's something I planned on doing. Right. This is a much different design than I anticipated doing. Actually, shoot. Before we get that far. Let me get the back of this head. The ear I need to update a little bit to and not to mention that this isn't for the legit Gabby stuff. This is for my portfolio, so I'm also trying to do something with a little bit of range. Although I think this is a little bit more freakish and inhuman than like the last thing I did. I was trying to get something that was a little more down to earth from my portfolio. And there's a down to earth character, but yeah, this is like Gundy design almost. I mean, round head, wicked smile. But I'm just gonna roll with it for now. I can't say this is official. This might just be yet another phase in Gabby's design. Oops. Hope this doesn't make coloring a pain. But like in a case like I'm using this brush right now, I would have to include it in a pack so that everybody down the line knows to use this brush for these characters, right? So it kind of, you know, complicates things a little bit. So, but I'm gonna go and take a little risk here and just try something different. Uh-oh. Seems like we've run into a problem. Well, let me do this profile then, and then, shit. I don't know. I'll just copy it and paste it later. Oh well, I tried. I was hoping I can get the profile in there. It's nothing but a copy paste, anyways. Oh, and I should remember that too. That her tail does this. I'm gonna keep it here, and then just bring that over to the back when I get to the back. I wonder if I should use a different brush for the. Well, I think I'm gonna do a different. No, I don't know. Again, it's like complicating things if I add a different layer to it. But I was wondering if I use a different brush on that, on the lips, and I think I should. Oh, that would suck for mouth charts, right? Right, but maybe for the mouth and teeth, I would do this. I would go back to this. I would use the same brush as the eyes. You know, I would maybe use it. Right. I'm being a nightmare right now. Sure, animators just like unless you know unless you're just making a mouth chart. You know, if you can make a mouth chart of this and do it once, but sometimes that's not always ideal. Let's go back to 8. Right. There we go. Something like that. And I need to fix that ear as well. But let me is that the one that we just had? Okay. Trying to figure out where to put this brush so I can come back to it. I'll just put it here. I'm sure I'll use this brush for something else. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna use this front ear to inform. Honestly, I probably should switch to the cleaner brush now that I think about it, you know. Just because of how, let me see. Like, okay, I'm gonna do something. I think I'm gonna switch back to like using a clean line instead because um I'll do something here. I'm gonna do it. I'm only gonna keep, I think, the eyes and nose. Everything else is gonna go. You know, I'm gonna keep this stuff here. It's okay if that's a little chunky. Maybe the teeth. I want to keep the mouth and teeth too. Except for this part. Right. I'm going to delete it. We'll bring this up a little bit more. Alright, let's try this again. And before I go that far too, I want to fix this ear. Okay. Just before... Just, I mean, if while we're here. Oh wait, no, I want that. Alright, so here's the earring. Here's the ear. Okay. Man, this far side makes us ill. Link in the chat. Okay, so this earring here is much higher, right? It's up here now. So we'll probably see... Right, it's gonna cut in. Wonder if I should make it like a telephone ear. Okay, and then I think over here, this needs to be done. I'm just wondering how much I can abstract too, and I gotta think more in that manner. I haven't really been, you know, I kind of think a little bit more literal. Does this don't curse? No. Right. Wait, and I think if it, well, if it does, okay. Yeah, maybe. No. Curve, straight, jonky, jonky curve. I hope that's not a bad word. If it was, I apologize. I had no intent. Okay, so let's see, what can we do here? All right. Hmm. Okay, almost. That is kind of funky looking. Not that I'm mad at it, but I think it can use a little bit of love. Okay. I mean, if she's gonna be the star of something called All Day Funnies, I think she's got to be funny looking, somewhat funny looking herself, right? So she can have. Right. Okay. So let me make sure that these other ones are. Okay, 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 okay. As I said, I'm pretty rusty too, so that's another reason. This is kind of like an exercise for me. I'm just like, all right, I tried doing tutorials and stuff, but that's just over my head, man. I've just, kind of have my own way of like doing things. I mean, shout out to the people, um, both teaching and learning, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. I can't explain my process exactly. So, I think the reason for all that was to have this nice cleaner line, right? Time is it now? Okay. Got about another hour and a half. I should be able to get through this. It's going pretty quick so far. I just got to make sure that everything is matching up where it's supposed to match up. Let's see. Okay. I should do the bottom part first to kind of get this part. Actually, I should just do that first, and then that can kind of overhang. But I also want to imply that, like, she's got some, like, black lipstick on or something. I think she's kind of got some goth thing going on. So I think 8 is a pretty decent line for this as well. I don't want it as, like, thick as the Menu Massacre line, you know. So her lips would be a little bit. It's almost like Mr. Bill lips from Saturday Night Live, but they're there. I might do a line color for those. I say since this is pretty like flat bright colors, I don't mind. And since keeping the outline black as well, um, I don't mind a slightly thinner outline. Oh, I think I got a shape here. Almost. No, let's do the skull first. Although, man, I'm falling back into my trap, right? Because my whole thing was like, let's see if I can sit there and ink it like this kind of deal. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to break through that and eventually just kind of bust out a design without being so like trying to hit every single point, right? Especially for comics, because you really don't need something like this elaborate for comics. You probably need more just like sketchbook and notebook drawings and reference drawings, um, than you would, like a character turn or building a set. Although, like, maybe for continuity in comics, you do want to map out like where all the locations are, but you don't really have to do it in this manner. Although maybe that is probably the one thing that I would recommend from animation into comics is like, yeah, doing like a little bit of set design, can go a long way, just because it's something easy to kind of refer to, um, you know. And I guess something, if you use like Blender, it's probably all the better. I'm trying to teach myself to do that, or not teach myself to do that, but learn how to do that. Trying to do tutorials, so that's not teaching myself. That's, anyways. But I think it'd be nice to just kind of quickly build out like a little set, nothing too elaborate, nothing finalized, but just for reference points. Just like if you were to build like a timeline for a story. Getting there. Yeah. Not even 1:30 yet. I don't think that. I wanted to be certain that she is smiling. I should kind of give her like that kind of. It's a toothy grin either way, I guess. But no, I do think it needs to kind of round out first. Right, and then we do the overhang. Man, Farsight is so dope, man. The last like kind of festival that I went to was in Tinley Park in 2008, and it was is it Rhyme Fest? It was a touring, it was a touring festival. It was a hip hop. It was a small one. It's not like Coachella or anything. But like, I actually said, you know what, man, because I fucking hated that place. Like, I'd been there like 2 or 3 times before, and always like way back in the back of the venue where it sounds like ass. Like, unfortunately, like the only time I've ever seen the Roots was there, and it's just like it sounded like shit because all the sound was bouncing off the rafters, right? But they were like $5 tickets. So I'm just like, okay, it was still fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I went with the homies, and then and so I mean, it's not like I didn't have a good time, and it was only $5. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go a little bit further, and oh shit, I made that line too small. That's what happened. Um, and I'm not gonna sit in like the nosebleed. I'm gonna enjoy the show, and man, it was worth it. It was worth it because the sound was so much better. I was like right there, maybe, you know, 5 6 people back from the stage. So the sound was much better, and they all had live bands, and so it's like, um, saw Rakim, who I'd seen before. I saw Nas, who I hadn't seen before. Um, Man, dude, I can't even name all the acts that I saw that night. Like, it's been forever. It seems like everybody was there, so it's an all rap show. And see, I don't know if, okay, whatever. I'm gonna worry about that later. Let's get to the finish, and we can nitpick. Um, I can sit there and grade myself later. Where did I put her? Okay. So, anyways, A Tribe Called Quest played. I'd seen them like 2 or 3 times before. Um, De La Soul played. I've seen them like probably like 3 or 4 times as well. Um, but like Far Side, I had only seen. I think it was just like Imani and Booty Brown, and that was it. I think Trey wasn't there. Like Fat Lip wasn't in it, and then so they actually played this show, this reunion. Wait, what? Oh fuck! I was doing it on the wrong layer. Well, you know what? That gives us another like it's a second chance, right? Shit. Okay, what happened? What is happening here? Okay. I'm gabbing and I completely lost track of what I was doing. Okay, let's just here. And so, anyways, but this was like a reunited Far Side, and it might have been, if it wasn't their first show, it was their second show as a reunited as a quartet, and they had a live band. Like every group had a live band backing them. That band was just snap, right? And especially with that sound too. So it wasn't a recording; it was like in person. And Far Side, I mean, by far, I think Tribe headlined that show, if I'm not mistaken. But in my opinion, you know, I love De La, but like Far Side snapped that weekend, right? Let me line this smile up again. Um. Anyways, so they did, you know, the Far Side, the greatest hits or whatever, and then they each also um did solo stuff too, right? And so each of them had at least one solo track that they did. So it was great all around, you know. And then when Tribe came on, first it was Q-Tip. He came out and did some solo stuff, and then the rest of the group joined him. But I don't know. I'm not a festival person, uh, but that was definitely a good time. I like smaller venues. To mid-range venues. I'm not really into the big like auditorium thing. Okay, let's see. Not saying that I haven't seen good shows. Like, man, like I remember seeing good shows at the Aragon Ballroom, the Congress. Although Congress was dank. Let me see. Oh, let's do that dimple. That's what I was checking. I don't remember. And then that's only on one side too. Anyways, um, but I don't know. I don't make it to many shows. I actually did a podcast. I don't know when it goes live, but with my pal Justin Shady, um, and it's about our first concerts. Like he's got a podcast series where he's got guests talking about their first concert, and I recorded it a couple weeks ago, and it was great. I love it, and I can't wait for everybody to check it out. I hope. I don't know. it's I'm sure it could be embarrassing, just like these videos, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, I don't know. I guess I could shout it out on stream, but occasionally I'll get to it. Once I get better at this type of stuff, then I wouldn't mind like doing like little plugs for my friends and such. But in the meantime, um, if you head over to the the link section of cluepock.com, you go over to the links. You got a whole host of homies and friends. Like if you want to know about crocheting, hit up their crochet place. Corey Barba, Soft Bright Engine, fucking brilliant artist. You already know that, but I'll say it again. Motherfucking brilliant artist. Another motherfucking brilliant artist, Capo. Although I'm not on Instagram anymore. Killing it with the markers and the paints. Oops. You don't want to see that. SG Rule. Future Lux is Burning. You want to check this out as well. Dopest comic book out right now. He's got 3 issues and like a mini issue, like a side issue as well. So I would say 4 in total, but you know, and on and on and on and on. Homie Jesus Face. We'll listen to his mixes soon enough, like on one of these streams. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow or something. Maybe we should just do like an all Jesus Face mixtape stream. But you know what I mean? Check out the links section. Actually, let me see what you could see really quick. Unfortunately, I'm hogging up so much screen space. But, what you want to do is like right here on the header, right? If we're on the home page. Alright, here's the home page. You want to head over here to links, and there's everything. Here's my own links like around the web. They're kind of, I don't know. Some come, some go. This is the best place to keep up with all that. And then this is all the friends that you should be checking out if you get a chance. Let's kind of start like going to people's websites and engaging there instead of just like having everything just dumped into like social media and just these particular feeds that are, constantly like shifting and, kind of all wonky, man. so let's do this. Oh shit, okay. I think we're on to a new mixtape. Yep, we're on the Stakes is High mixtape. Let me yeah, fuck it, let's do Stakes is High mixtape now. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. So hoop 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 load it, load it, load it. Let me see if you can share. Copy link. There we go. Let's throw it into the chat. Oh man. See, this is why it always like YouTube doesn't paste or doesn't. You know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm gonna do something way easier. I'm just gonna copy the fucking URL from the top and paste it, because like using these like these links adds so much text and trackers onto the URL that YouTube wasn't posting it in the comments. I had to manually do it in that website. So let me pin it. Right, is it the one? Wait. Let me see if that's the right one. Yeah. Soon enough, this will all be much more seamless. So thank you for bearing with me. All right, we're gonna get back to this front. Let me take a sip of some tasty beverage real quick. And not die. Not kill myself drinking it. Need to slow down. Okay. All right, what are we back at? So we're working on the mouth. Let me delete this as well before it starts encroaching. Although I gotta be careful to make sure the symmetry's off, otherwise this hair is gonna start drawing onto this side. Okay. But yeah, I think for me at least, a lot of character design is splitting hairs. But maybe it's my own neuroses. I'm gonna start this playlist over, or this mix over again, because I was already into it before I posted the link. But yeah, I remember wanting to do this, and then maybe just a slight curve. Nothing too extreme. Okay. Make sure trying to keep an eye on my line width as well, making sure I don't accidentally throw it off. Oof, come on, man. There we go. See, I gotta do some more like shapes like that, just kind of off the cuff, like no pun intended, but off the cuff shapes. Like, damn it. I almost think like this could be like this loop could be a color line, right? And then maybe a button with the same color, right? Let me make sure. Let's keep an eye on the front actually. Oh, it looks a little different, doesn't it? Shit. Okay. Let's see. Here's a sleeve. Okay, that goes up to there. Okay. I think what I need to do here is give her a little bit more shoulder. I mean, you know, back, I guess. And kind of do something fun with that, right? The other thing I could do is kind of do that and then maybe it goes out instead like that. I need to cut that out really quick and then re-ink this stuff. I don't know, maybe it does need to have just a little bit of overlap. And actually, I need to get that 3/4 ink too so I can do the thumbnail. So that's where I'm under the gun as well. Let's see. We got about an hour and 15 minutes. All right. Well, I guess there was a do-over, right? Some of these inks. All right. That might be a bit much. I don't know. Let me see. Let me do a little bit of less of it. Now, am I neurotic because I was a character designer? Or I am a character designer? Or was I a character designer because I'm neurotic? The symmetry is still on. I wonder if instead of what I should do instead, I should do the hashes on the side, but from any given angle, kind of have like two to three, maybe just two, maybe one overlap. No, but then it seems like antenna, right? Maybe do something like that. Maybe, yeah, something like that. How it is here, but maybe like, right? something like that, right? One that overlaps, one that's inside, and one that's um, on the other side of the scalp. You know, maybe you can go something like that, right? Or maybe this can go, you know. No, maybe it should be like, because now, yeah, at least a little something like that. Maybe a little bit more in the same direction, because it's like it's hair growing out, right? So it'd probably be something like, boom, boom. You know. Yeah, maybe something like that. I think, you know. So, and then here it would just be like, you know, one here and then one overlapping, right? Yeah, maybe he doesn't even need it here. Maybe just something a little bit closer to the scalp. Yeah, I think maybe something a little closer to the scalp. Right. So maybe if I did one overlap. Yeah, actually, I think that works better. Kind of when that cuts out and then. You know, and if I want to include an extra one here, I can. I don't know. I think you get the point from the side. And then, well, I mean, I think if I do that, then I should probably move this one a little bit closer up as well. So maybe it can be something like that. So it's like almost like Archie Andrews. Okay, so um, to these front teeth. I get the hair when I'm doing the asymmetry. I didn't do the face asymmetrical crap. I'll have to sketch that in. I think this should be like this. Something like that. Oh, I don't want to fill it in either because. Oh, and she's got a kind of like a chipped tooth also. That's right. That's on the other side. So I'm gonna do like for now. I'm just gonna go. Mm-mm. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's see where we're at here. So I still have to get that 3/4. Okay. Hmm. I got a bevy of beverages. Not to mention water. So let's see. Man, this mix is good too, man. I love this album. Stakes is High. Links in the chat. I'm about 11 minutes in. God, now this is taking me back to like the 2000s listening to this album while just working on stuff. Cool. That's exactly what I want. I was mighty prolific at that point. So, I'm hopefully trying to psych myself into that uh, level of productivity again. I'm just as creative, if not more creative. I'm coming up with shit every day. I'm working on shit every day, but you know, actually like completing this stuff has just been a challenge. Let's stick with that for now. Um, let's see. No, 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 no. I'll come back to that later if I need to. Let's get some. Okay, let's get these arms. And I think in a minute, I'm gonna jump over to this 3/4 again, just to get it done, so I can get it done for the thumbnail, and then come back and finish these off. We're almost there. We didn't get a back turn. I'll do a back turn probably tonight. So maybe tonight. And tomorrow color is gonna be pretty simple because I'm gonna stick with this palette. I'm pretty positive. I might tweak it here and there, but I kind of want to stick with that. All right, so let's see. I wonder if I need to do one more. Okay. What if we reverse the curve on this one? So I don't know if you can see it there, but like it's almost like so. Man, get out of here, guide. Right, and then this part was straight, and then we wouldn't see the little um, ring or whatever that's hanging out the end of it. Um, let's see. Right, something like that. Clean it a little bit. Stretch, 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 stretch. Oh my goodness. I can't stretch too much, otherwise I'm just gonna crumble to a pile of bones. Pile of rotisserie chicken. Alright, but let's see. Is that really where her arms are? Kinda, right? Shit. Right, something like that. Her thumb's a little too big there. Oh, but there's also, we got hand, so maybe it should come out a little bit more like this. Kind of neglecting to show. Cut it across that way, that way, that way. So let's see. Alright. Yeah, see these. Ay! Fingers are off. Right, something like that. Hoop, 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 hoop. Oh man. So many layers. So many sketches. So many fuck ups. Okay, so. I gotta bring this brush down. It's way too wide right now. It's too blobby at the moment. Right. Wait. Alright, come on. There we go. She's still too sausagey finger. And then she also needs to have some fingernails. So I can't forget to do that. It's always chipped and they're different colors, but oh shit, what did I hide? Okay. Like this, I like how this thumb was looking. This stream is called Watch Jose Take 8 Years to Do a Freaking Character Design. Alright. We're getting there. Okay, okay. I think I got some more energy in the fridge. I gotta remember, like, this is, like, to keep it simple. Right? Keep it simple and keep it together. What did I just do? That looks weird. That's what I gotta do. There we go. And I think this... I think this works better. Right. You know, I wanted to do like these kind of fingers, and I don't know why I don't do it. Right? But these are kind of like banana fingers, right? Almost J Ward fingers. Okay, I think that's better. I almost feel like this finger can kind of come out some more. What time is it? 2? Fuck. Time is marching. Alright, let me get at least like the upper half of these two. I'm gonna get the upper half, right? And then I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna jump to 3/4, and then I'm gonna try to close it out. Before I close out, finish the front and profile again. Man, something looks off about her hands. I don't know what quite yet. Maybe this needs to kind of come back a little bit more. I think maybe this needs to kind of round out some. Like this isn't sticking up. Like maybe it is right on the profile there. I gotta follow that. Alright, yeah, I kind of like that. It kind of helps. Or the other. My voice just cracked. Or, you know. Okay, we gotta keep this moving though. So, let me do the. See, this is easier. I think that's what I wasn't doing. Alright, I wasn't doing that. With the fingers. I was getting noodly with them instead of just saying, okay. Jeez, okay. Alright, let's get back to inking. Oh man, I'm noodling. Sorry. I apologize. I'll just go here. Okay. Okay. Uh, yeah, I guess something like that, like banana hands. Eh, eh, eh. They could be better. I mean, they're not like gloves either. They're not like Mickey Mouse hands. So, I guess because her shoes are so big that her having small hands like that kind of seems silly. But um, she's a tinkerer. So, all right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna get to inking the 3/4. So where's my little? There we go. What layer is that? Okay, that's that layer. Oh, that's right. We got this little blue layer. All right. I gotta start setting up like, oh, look, what are you doing? Look at these little guys. Oh my goodness, you can't miss this. Now I covered up Spanky. I'm sorry, Spankers. Ah, buddy. Oh my goodness. All right. Where am I at? Okay. Okay. So we're moving on to the 3/4, and we're just gonna stay with the same line at 8. But I think, man, I should bring this over to the other side as well. I'm going to. Oh shit. There we go. Okay. So we can kind of get. Oh, I gotta make sure that the joint is off. All right. Put that away. All right. Okay. So we could probably stand to make that eyebrow a little thicker. Oh shoot, what is it? No, it's not popper. Get out of here. Let's go here. All right. Yep. We'd have to adjust this one too. Like, I know I'm doing the asymmetry here, but it would probably be readjusted somewhat if it changes. But I think this is just more of a block. Right. Um, her spikes have kind of changed as well. Shoot, I'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna just do the easy stuff first, the stuff that's already been established, and then any of the variables we can fuck with later. See, man, this is still kind of weird to me. I almost feel like it needs to kind of. It's too muppety, right? I mean, I guess it would, according to this turn right here, this pose, it would come up like that, but I don't know. I almost feel like it needs to have just like a little less up here. Maybe it can kind of come up a little more subtly, something a little more like this. But I mean, it has to like feed into this, right? So it's only like so subtle that I can make it, right? Because it needs to feed into this. Right. Right. I wonder if that would be a better option. Um, Let me duplicate this layer, not that layer, this layer real quick. Alright, just in case. Just in case it's a bad move. But I almost feel that she needs a little bit more of that. It's more like character engineering. Right. But I think you can, maybe the neck can come up a little bit higher up here too in the back. So maybe like, but I'm wondering if it needs a softer curve in the back instead of just like plugging right into it. Right. Like maybe this shape here, right? Boom, it's like a little S curve. And then I think so. I think it's a little bit better. I need to hide that rough really quick to tell. That one as well. Yeah, I think it's better. All right. Back to that 3/4. Do we need this anymore? Oh, don't I did it on the wrong layer again. Crap. Here, I'll fix it. Um, there we go. That'll exist. Oh man, still? Alright. Alright. I don't think we need this anymore then. Right. Alright, cool. Let's get rid of it. We'll just keep it in the roughs. She still needs her lips in the front too. Dang, man. No, this is just the copy. We'll bring it down here. What's this here? Okay. Okay. So we can get back to where we were. Alright. So we're in the proper. Okay, and then turn these jams up a little bit. My earphones, so Oh no. I didn't update that? Yeesh. Okay. Let me, what's that? Okay. We'll do it on this layer. Did I do that there? No, let's take that out. Alright. How does that look from the... Okay, it still looks pretty chunky there. Actually, I want to make it straight there. And then... I also want to follow this kind of line here as well. So we got another half hour. I'm going to do the same thing here as I did on the front. And kind of do this little overlap. So it goes like this. It's like... On the top is the ear. Right, just behind that is in front of, and then behind it is this little loop, right? And then you have the skull or the scalp, and then you bring the back of it in just behind that, just to have those kind of just so this doesn't kind of go into here. I mean, the other thing I could do too is I could probably just do like I did, you know, here, and just kind of do one of these, right? That might actually be a better choice stylistically, right? Yeah, actually I'll go that route instead. I think it just looks better. And I'll bring this back a little bit too. Alright, let's go back to the line. These can kind of follow, I think, the scalp, right? So no matter where, maybe I should just keep them on the side as well. Well, no, it'll interfere with the back. But maybe on the front, it's fine. We'll just do basically the same thing. Just, it'll be here, and then the ones behind will be right here, right? And she'll have the little hash. Right. If we want to do something here, we can just kind of stretch it a bit. But I think it should go more towards the temple. See, but now I'm wondering if it messes with this area, if there's too much going on there. Maybe I just treat this randomly as well, like as I did the other ones. Just as long as one's in front and one's behind, it just kind of suggests stubble, right? You know, maybe we can go like something like that, right? Alright. But, you know, if I were to kind of stretch this a bit, you know, I could throw it a little bit too, but I can use that copy that I just did as my guide, just so I know, what I'm working with. But you still want to draw, along the shape of it, right? All right. Yeah. 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 All right. All right. We're against the clock here. So okay. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and keep moving. Okay. Um. Correctamundo. All right. Bring this up. Bang. Bang. All right. Maybe this can come back a little bit more. Alright. And then I want to remember to do that as well on this smile on this side. To just kind of give her that little hook. But I think for now, I got to start with this line. She's got a chip in her tooth. Maybe that. Something like that. Let me see. Yeah, we can. There we go. There we go. We'll get back to the hair a little bit later. Just trying to get the rest of this down. see how low this ponytail goes. I need to get rid of some of these guys. Actually, fuck it. Let's get rid of all of them. Let's clear the guides. It's kind of getting out of control. There's so many guides. Damn. Her little tail's gonna come that far? Really? I don't know. I think it needs to come out just a little bit. Like, I think this might be too low. There we go. Something like that. Maybe from all angles it kind of shows too, like that little fork. Alright. Either like a bird or like a earwig. I guess she could be both, right? Like, at least to some of her friends, she could be an earwig. But I get it. I am gonna kind of cheat it a little bit and not make it exact, just to clear that space for the eye. Or maybe I'll move it a little bit closer here, but now it's even lower. I went a little overboard. Shit. Alright. Alright. Oh, let's get this second. Okay, it's pretty much there. Cutting it close too. I'm gonna go. Nah. I gotta try to stick to it a little bit more. I think this as well, I kind of wanted to cheat just a little bit just to get that silhouette. But dang, some of this stuff is kind of off, isn't it? I mean, yeah, it is off a little bit. Okay. Oh damn, it's the end of the mix already? Alright, this looks like a good one. Give me a second. I don't know why it's playing this on shuffle. Oh no, it's not. Okay. Cool. See, where's the little share thing? There we go. Oh no, that's right. We tried that last time and it sucked. Alright. Starting it over. I just posted the link in the chat. If you want to check it out, whatever I'm listening to, I'm gonna pin it. All right. Oops. Okay. There we go. All right. Cool. All right, so we're doing the hair. Even though I said I wasn't gonna do her hair until last. Here I am. Okay. Oh shit. Dude, I am gonna miss the mark today. I just do not think that this kind of took me to unexpected places and is pretty much an overhaul of the character. So, but I'm gonna hustle. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Mm, okay. Oh shit! Now these are interfering as well. Yeah. We'll come back to this in a second. And then about that. Hmm. One thing I could use that right there. Since it's kind of like a colic that sticks out, you can probably just do something like similar to that. And then this needs to. Oh shit! Even this doesn't come. Oh man, dude, I am following the wrong guides. That's why it all looked kind of weird. My bad. Oh shoot. Something like that. And then this thing we can kind of just. It is a lot to keep track of though, so I'm sure it's not the friendliest animation in design. Mm. You know, the thing is too, it's just the intent is not to have anything bleed over into the next stream, but for this, um, you know, I think the one saving grace I have right now is that the colors are pretty much figured out. So, you know, that's kind of a matter of just flattening the whole thing and then just dropping in those colors. You know, and probably be not as nitpicky about it because I'm pretty sold on those. Um, okay. Oh, come on, man. Oh, okay. I'm on the wrong thing. All right. Let's take a drink of oh, I do have something to snack on. Perfect. Man, 10 minutes left too. Yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep working on at least a 3/4 and finishing that up, even if it's past the stream, because I want to use it for the thumbnail. So that'll be done, and then tomorrow, maybe tonight I'll do a little bit more prep work. Tomorrow we'll just pick it up. Maybe tonight I'll sketch out the back, and I'll do a screen recording of it. You know, this is how it goes, especially these are my own characters too, so now I'm like getting all like very like delicate about everything. Because there's still some asymmetry to contend with, you know. Tomorrow we'll pick up with with the rest of the inks. So I think perhaps I'll probably, because I think yesterday I got a lot of the backstory and stuff out of the way. Okay, so let's get on with it. Did we finish the hair? Let's see. We got the hair. We got. Okay. Okay. We could do a little sprucing up a little later. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, and there's another, like... I should get rid of this. This is complicating things. And it kind of kills this whole, like... It being just a little... Is being so simple like that, right? Oh, the thumb, too. Well... this stuff's kind of wonky, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Hands, everybody's favorite. I actually like drawing hands, but it's kind of tricky when they're like this small. It's a lot easier when I'm drawing them like gigantic and I'm like doing a big ass like, okay, here's a thumb. Right? You know what I mean? Like all close up and wrinkly. It's a little bit easier drawing that than trying to like squeeze it with like very, very, very little space to work with, Man. keep it rolling on this 3/4. Alright. I think it's going to be something like this. This is another thing we're going to have to come up with in the turn too. Well, that I'll have to come up with in the turn. I don't mean to implicate anybody else in my own misdeeds. Something like this. I was thinking like this is a beeper or something that she's got on all times. You know? And so those are some cutoffs. And then I think here we're going this way, right? Come on, bro. Adobe. What are you doing? My hands aren't doing anything. See? Ugh. Thanks, Adobe. But I want to kind of keep this not necessarily a straight. I wonder if this needs to be. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. I want to make sure those legs aren't drifting off into nowhere, though. Too. That's the other problem that can rise up. Let me clean this really quick. Okay, we're so close to the end, I'm not going to share the next playlist. And unfortunately, that's pretty much time. So I'm going to... Again, I'm going to do this so I can get the thumbnail, but I need a break. I'm kind of just... So I'll update the thumbnail later, today. And then finish the inks. You know, that means finish the inks on the 3/4. I'll record it. I'll screen record it. And then we could pick this up tomorrow too. Like, it's going to go by pretty quickly now that we kind of solved a lot of this stuff. Colors is just going to be colors. So thanks for tuning in. For those that tuned in, if you didn't tune in, or thanks for watching the video in the archives. There's the playlist. Be sure to check out the website. Slowly but surely trying to get the momentum going to post more regularly on there as well. And from there you can find the links to everything else. If you know, anywhere I'm gonna exist on the social media or anything, it's gonna go through there. So it's cluepack.com. You can see it over here in the little description area at the footer. And yeah, thank you. Hope you have a great day. I hope that hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you tomorrow.